Hello again, and welcome to the sixth and last video in the new curriculum spelling list, Year 2, for the common exception words, also known as tricky words, key words, irregular high frequency words, which means that they are words which are used a lot, high frequency, in everyday language, but that they do not follow the normal spelling patterns of other high frequency words. Now, in our video number 5, we did the words grass, pass, plant, all the way through to sugar. You can see I made a mistake there in the writing of the word hour, but I'm not a computer program, and I hope in a way that makes it slightly easier for students watching to see that mistakes are made and we can improve from making mistakes. And that's one of the words I used for the look, cover, and then say in your head, write and check method. And I would think a couple of other words will be difficult. Anyway, let's crack on, as we've got quite a few words to get through this video. Our next word, and make sure you're sitting comfortably, and if at home you want to pause the video while you get pen or paper or a pencil, and to hold your pen like this. After sugar, we've got the word could followed by would. So you can see that spelling pattern here. Could is spelled C-O-U-L-D. Starting on the line, as ever, C, curve down to the line, but don't create the circle. And here we create a circle with the letter O. Up, down, this is the letter U. Curve to the right, up, down, and form the letter L. Up almost to the line, but don't touch it. Back down in a straight line. Lead to the letter D, which is at the moment looking like the letter A, but continue up, level with the L, back down, and lead out and lift. The tricky word to spell because of the O and U. So, look, say the words in your mind while you still remember them. C-O-U-L-D, write, and then check. Next word is the word would, starting on the line, such as I would if I could. Slope down to the right, slope up to the right, slope down to the right, slope up to the right, hook or flick to the O, lead to the U, and in keeping with this particular spelling pattern, L and D. Here's our A shape, but continue up, level with the L, back down, lead out. So this wood is different from the wood that a tree is made from. Next word is the word sure, such as, are you sure about that? Lead in on the line, form the letter S, so we're about halfway up between the two lines. At this point, curve to the right, curve round, back to the line, back on ourselves to form the letter U. Form the letter R now, up, down, bounce back up, over to the right to form the letter E. And lift. Next word is the word I, such as I can see through my eye. On the line to form E, the next letter is a Y. Back down below the line, curve to the left, about halfway between the two lines, loop across, slope up to the right to form the letter E again, and lift. The next word is the word should, like should I revise for my spelling test. On the line, form the letter S, and now we're going to form the letter H, the sh sound. up. I should have left a greater space there, so not so good here. Bounce back up, over to the right, form the letter O. This is the OU pattern. Complete the circle, over to the U, the letter L, and finish with the letter D. There's the letter A, but we make it into a D, up to the top, back down, and lift out. And you can see the H, the L and the D are the same height in each case. So consistent in our heights and consistent if possible in our widths is important. The next word is the word who, such as who are you? Lead in on the line as always with lowercase letters, up, because this is a W, slope down to the right, slope up to the right, slope down to the right, and again slope up to the right. Lead a hook to the H, up, level with these other ascenders, down, bounce back up, curve to the right, keeping the same height, lead to the letter O. And complete the circle here and lead out and lift. The next two words are Mr. and Mrs, the short abbreviation. Now these are capitals, so we always start the capitals at the top. So we go down from the top, back up, and now we slope down to the right to the line, and at this point we slope up to the right. And I'm just going to do the word Mrs. actually. I'll explain why in a moment. Up and down vertically. So as you can see, those two slopes, not quite symmetrical. Now the next letter is the letter R. So it doesn't touch the M. Start on the line, up, down, bounce back up over to the right. Now that would be Mr, which came in the year 1 common exception list actually. So to save a bit of time, I'm going to go straight to Mrs. So that's Mr. By adding an S, we have Mrs, or the abbreviation for Mrs. And sometimes people put a full stop there to show it's an abbreviation. Sometimes, because the word Mrs would end in an S, some people feel the full stop isn't necessary at the end. It's personal preference or whatever is preferred. The next word is the word parents. Such as my parents bring me to school each day. So starting on the line, up, almost halfway, back down, bounce back up, round to the right, and lead to the A, forming the letter A. So now we're in a straight line rather than a complete circle. Back down, going to form the letter R, up, down, bounce back up over to the right. Remember, this is cursive or joined handwriting, where our pen does not lift the paper until the end of the word. E. Now we're going to form the letter N. Bounce back up, over to the right, down to the line, and my E should really have touched the line. Bounce up to form the letter T. Straight line there. And now we're going to form the letter S. At that point, back on ourselves, but halfway down, we curve to the right. And a curve here makes that snaky S shape. And lead out. Lift and cross. And there you can see we have the word parents. Now, I'll need a new sheet of paper for the last few words. Here we are. So our next word is the word Christmas, which doesn't really need any explanation. As always with capital letters, we start almost at the top, and we start at this point here, and we curve round, keep a nice curvy curve back down to the line, and trying to keep it symmetrical, we stop at that point there and lift the pen, as the capitals never join the letter afterwards. Some people do that when they're older, but in school the children are taught not to join the capital letter to the following lowercase letters. Now, the next letter, as I'm sure you might remember, is H. So lead in on the line, up, level with the C, back down, bounce back up, halfway over to the right, curve, back down to the line to form the letter R. Up, down, bounce back up, curve to the right, keeping consistent width and height of these lowercases. What's next? It's the letter I. Up, because that's where we're going to lift and dot later. Down, curve to the right, and the letter S is coming up. At that point, back. At this point, leave the line and form a curve. And there you have your S, snaky, curly S shape. And now it's the letter T. Up, down. So at this point we have spelt the word or name Christ. And the next letter is M. So we don't lift the pen just yet. Up, down, bounce back up, curve to the right, down, bounce back up, curve to the right, down, and form the letter A. At this point, back on ourselves, as you remember. Up, now in a straight line as the curve has ended. Back down, there's the letter A rather than the letter O. And now we finish with the letter S. And lead out. Lift, dot the I, and cross the T. So it's looking more like Christmas now. Now, this is a word that many children do spell incorrectly, and so it's useful to think of this particular word as being made up of two smaller words, such as Christ and Mass, the Mass of Christ. One common mistake that many pupils make is to forget the H, and they often spell it C-R-I-S-T. But we have to remember that H. So looking at those, how many letters are there? There are 8 letters. So look, cover, say the letters in your head. You might want to try this at home and pause the video. Write the word in the space, lift and check. So it all comes with practice, muscle memory, which I mentioned in an earlier video. Now, 2 more words to go, and then we have finished off our Year 2 Common Exception words, and the next word is everybody. So, planning ahead, there's not really space to do that properly there. So, lowercase e, starting on the line as always, up, there's our E, now it's the letter V, up, slope down to the right, slope up to the right, hook or flick into another E, round, up to form the letter R, down, bounce back up over to the right, and we're going to form the letter Y. So the word everybody is made up in a way of 2 smaller words, loop to the left, slope to the right, made up of every. Common mistake children make is to miss out the E there, every, and now we've got the word body, but we're not going to write it separately. Up, down, bounce back up, nice curve to the right, back to the line, and with the letter O, which you're used to doing now, I'm sure. Stop at that point, back round, complete a nice round circle, on to the letter D, leading out at that point. The first part of D looks like the letter A, doesn't it? Except we continue up, almost to the line above, down, over to the right, to form the letter Y. Curve along the line, up, down, below the line, level with the Y there, and we form another Y now. Loop to the left, curve, slope up to the right, and lift. Nothing to dot across. So everybody, perhaps try and learn that as two separate words and then join them together and do the look, cover, write and check method. One more word, and it's the word even. So, such as 50-50 is an even score, or even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Starting on the line, round, up to form the letter V. So slope down to the right, slope up to the right, form another E, and we form the letter N, even. Rhymes with Stephen. And lead out. So those are all the Year 2 Common Exception words. So we finally, at long last, completed this list of 64 words, which I have put this on the Times Educational website, the TES. I hope you found this useful. Do please subscribe. There'll be more English lessons coming up soon and some maths as well. And if you found it useful, do please click like. I hope it has been useful. And until next time, goodbye.